Constructive activity can be the best cure for depression. So if you are experiencing any burdensome feelings of emptiness or unhappiness, I'm going to give you an exercise at the end of this video that's going to really develop and get you past that point of depression or unhappiness or uneasiness. But first, we're going to cover chapter 25 here, which is World Cleanup Reality Transurfing by Vadim Zeland. So we're going to cover the principle first. And what I like about this chapter is what he's having you do here is actually going to create a state of gratitude within you, which is going to put you in that feeling state of having more things and being grateful for the things that you already have and putting you in a state of abundance. So what he goes over here is says, if you are experiencing burdensome feelings of emptiness, have a good clear up at home or at work. So rearrange your furniture, get rid of accumulated rubbish and old things you no longer need, then rearrange your possessions that you need and value tastefully with care. So basically you're going to move around and when you do this, when you start moving things around like your furniture, because a lot of times you'll get a lot of possessions like nice furniture, and over time you forget about them and you're not even grateful for those things anymore. So you're automatically putting yourself in a state of lack. And when you're in a state of lack, you're going to be depressed. You're going to be in a state of uneasiness, unhappiness. So when you start rearranging your things, your furniture in your house or at work, you see those things again. You bring the value back up again of the furniture, of your jewelry, of anything that you have in your life that you've forgotten about. What this can do is reestablish that value, that gratitude that you have of these nice things that you already have in your life. So you're not so focused on the things that you don't have. You start looking at the things that you do have again. That's what I really like about this. So rearrange possessions and get rid of other things that you no longer need anymore. So if you have like rubbish, like what he says, rubbish and old things that you no longer need in your house or at work, and get rid of all those things. Clear out your closet and clean things up, reorganize things. So what he's saying here, this is going to do is it's going to create a feeling of spurred energy. It's going to give you energy. It's going to make you more positive. It's going to spark joy within you again because you're going to be in a state of gratitude. So you're going to be happy. You're not going to be in this uneasy state once you start doing these things. You'll cast away negative thoughts just as strictly and resolutely so that you don't sour your world anymore. So fear, anxiety, doubt, negative expectations, dissatisfaction, judgment, resentment, feelings of guilt and inadequacy. Clear all this rubbish off your personal planet. So you can do this in your mind too. And that's what my exercise is going to be about. Not just doing this in your 3D world, but doing it mentally. Clearing and rearranging the furniture of your mind and clearing out all these old negative beliefs that you have, and rearranging the structure of your mind to create that happiness within. But a lot of times when you start rearranging even your 3D world, that'll start changing, the inner world as well, because you'll start making more changes in your inner world when you become more grateful and you start seeing the things that you have in life, and you can redirect that inwardly. All right, so interpretation. Constructive activity is the best cure for depression. So I also agree with this because finding your purpose in life, finding something that you love to do, that you're providing a value and a service to the world, is going to be the best cure for any depression or unhappiness. So when you are creating something, no matter what it is, and you find your purpose, the soul will regain a lost taste for life. So hence, your depression will be cured, your unhappiness will be cured. You'll be now set on a purpose, providing value, and feel really good about yourself. And also, taking out the rubbish is a particularly effective remedy for depression. So clearing out all the past negative emotions and beliefs that you had and the things that you consent to be true. And that's what my exercise is going to be based on, is clearing all these things out of your mind and clearing that path so you can find your purpose. Maybe these beliefs that you have in the past are limiting you from finding your purpose, finding value in your life. So in the same way, you'll be clearing up your entire personal world. So everyone creates the layer of the world they live in with their thoughts and their actions. Your mindset and the way of thinking play a fundamental role in your world. So your world will become as you imagine it to be. So if you perceive the world as an aggressive, hostile place, then that is how it will show up for you. So even Albert Einstein said this, how you view your world is that's the world you're going to be living in, because your perception and how you observe your world is actually going to shift you to this different parallel reality to where your world will be more aggressive because you'll be led to that reality. So if you believe that all the benefits of this world are only achieved by putting in a huge amount of effort, you will constantly find yourself having to work really hard. So this is based on your beliefs. If you have beliefs that you have to work really, really hard and put in all this effort to barely make any money, that's going to be based on a belief, a limiting factor from something that's probably happened to you in the past that has made you consent to this as being true in your world. And this is where my exercise is going to come in. That's really, really going to help you change these beliefs. So if you believe that wealth and success are the satellites of the elite, you will always find yourself standing at the back of the queue. So the more negativity you have swimming around in your mind, the more miserable your reality will be. So by getting rid of negative stuff, you will be surprised to find your reality increasingly taking on warmer and cozier shades. All right, so for the exercise, so I have two parts to this exercise. The first part is going to be a meditation where you're just going to allow yourself just for a few moments to go back into the past and just kind of survey your past. Just kind of look at all the different things that have happened to you and locate one thing that stands out to you the most from your past. Like if somebody told you, be like, yeah, you have to work hard for your money. Nothing is easy in life. Like if you had one of your parents say this, or you had someone you looked up to that said this, and it really made an imprint in your imagination, like when it happened. So now you can still remember when that happened. And this is the second step. So when you find that moment in your past, in your memory of when this happened, I want you to recreate that scene. I want you to use revision. So when you find that scene, change it. And I want you to replay that scene like it's a short movie clip. So I want you to rewrite the movie. Just a short, 10, 20-second movie clip in your mind of this person that said that to you, but it's going to be completely different now. They're going to say the complete opposite to you. So you're going to imagine this and feel it. So for example, in your past, if this person said money is hard to make, that you're never going to be rich no matter what you do, change that to the opposite. Money is easy to make, and I know you're going to be rich. You're so smart and you're so capable that I know that you, out of anyone that I know, is going to be rich. So you recreate that scene with that person, or that moment that was imprinted into your imagination, in your memory. Change it now and recreate that scene. And when you do this, make that 10-second movie clip in your mind. Then replay it before you go to sleep at night. Find the scene, first thing, find the scene, then change it. Create a movie clip, then loop that scene over and over and over in your mind and replay that movie over and over in your mind as you're falling asleep. Do this just for a few minutes every single night before you go to sleep until you start feeling your inner dialogue start changing. And when you start waking up and you start feeling differently, this is what's going to happen. You're going to start waking up and feeling differently about your life and about your 3D world, and your limitations are going to start to change. So first thing, find where it is. That's very important. So go into this meditation, find the scene that stands out to you the most limiting belief that you have, locate it and find it, and then second step, change it, rehearse it, revise it, change the scene to that person telling you something completely different. And then you create a short movie clip in your mind. So when you do this, the subconscious mind is then going to be impressed with the new memory of your past. So it's going to automatically change your future. And then when it's impressed, it's going to express a different version of you that no longer has these limiting beliefs. So you're going to start waking up in the morning and you're going to have new ideas about everything in your world. So it's going to change your life completely and get rid of depression, feelings of emptiness, unhappiness, all of these things. So find out where that is. And it all depends what exactly that you're trying to change. So if it's not a limiting belief about money, say it's something traumatizing that happened to you in the past, you can change those things. You can go back to anything that's causing any depression in your life now and discover where the root cause of that is, and then revise this scene, change it, recreate it, and then loop this movie over in your mind again, impress the subconscious mind with a new memory. And then when you do that, the subconscious mind is going to express a new version of you tomorrow that's no longer going to be stuck in this inner dialogue of these things, these traumatizing events, or, you know, all these limiting beliefs, these things that you were told when you were a child are no longer present anymore. You've tricked the subconscious mind to express a new version of you with a new inner dialogue. And if you're having any issues visualizing, like you can't create your movie clip, go to that first link in the description and join the Neville Goddard community in the Mighty Networks, where we have different courses that can develop this part of your mind where you can start visualizing. And when you can start visualizing properly, you can change and revise these scenes from the past as you go. So not only do one, you could do 10 of them. Maybe you have 20 of them. Maybe you want to change a lot of things from the past and recreate a new version of yourself completely. But that link is the very first link in the description below. So hit that, join the Neville Goddard community, and take those courses to develop the muscle of the mind and your ability to visualize. All right, that's the end of this video. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. And don't forget to give me one thing you're grateful for. And I'm going to put the playlist to reality transurfing. So I have 24 other chapters before this one. And so if you want to go back and you want to check out any of the reality transurfing videos, I'm going to put that card right on the screen for you so you can click on that and check the old reality transurfing videos out. And don't forget to hit the bell icon when you subscribe to my channel. That way you know when I put out another chapter of reality transurfing. All right, guys, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.